How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Atlanta massage parlor shootings that have left 8 dead, including 6 Asian women. Not everyone who was shot and or killed was Asian. You had a white woman and a white man who were shot and killed, and also an Hispanic man who was shot but did not die. Now, before I go any further, I want to say rest in peace to all the victims. Okay, you didn't deserve this. You're innocent people. And to those who have been shot but did not die, may you get well soon. But we got to get into this story because there's a lot we need to unpack here. Now, they have a suspect in custody, and I'm pretty sure it's him because they had his picture on surveillance camera. They had his car, his license plate. He had been going to these spots a lot. He was a frequent visitor to all these massage parlors, so I'm pretty sure it's him. They have a white male by the name of Robert Long. He's 21 years old from Woodstock, Georgia, which is right there in the Atlanta metro area. Now, what this guy told the police so far from what I'm reading, and if I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments below. But what he's told the police so far is that he shut up these Asian massage parlors because he has a sex addiction and he was trying to eliminate the source of his addiction. You understand? Because like I said, he had been going to these places for quite a while. And if you know, like I know about these quote unquote Asian massage parlors, you already know what time it is. You can go in there and do something else aside from getting a massage. But we got little kids watching, so I won't get too graphic. Use your imagination. But anyway, that's what he said to the police. Now, could he be lying? Sure. Sure, he could be lying. But that's all I have right now. Facts could change. But that kind of makes sense when you see the guy and you know what kind of spots they are, and it kind of makes sense. Now, they caught him in Georgia, potentially going to Florida to commit more acts of violence, to potentially shoot more people up, to shoot more massage parlors up, or whatever the case may be. Now, the media already spinning this story. They're saying this is a continuation of the anti-Asian hate crimes that have been happening in the country over the past few days, weeks, months, maybe even the past year or so. And then they want to try to rope Trump into it. I'm not really sure how Trump fits in here, but I'm going to tell you what they're saying. First of all, right when the guy's picture came out, they say immediately, Trump supporter, racist, hateful. I don't know anything about this, man, aside from what he said. He said he had been, battling a sex addiction. He was very well known to these places. He was a frequent visitor. And he said that he was trying to eliminate his sex addiction by going in there and hurting innocent people. I don't know anything about who he voted for, if he's a liberal, conservative. I don't know anything about that. I know he's an evil person and should get the rope, in my humble opinion, but I don't know anything beyond that. Okay? So then they want to say he's a Trump supporter, racist, white supremacist, or whatever. Then they want to say, oh, it's Trump's fault for all these anti-Asian attacks because he called the virus, the China virus and all this, the Wuhan flu, the Wu flu, all this and that and the third. It's like, really? Are you going to try to, throw all the anti-Asian hate crimes on Donald Trump's back? A lot of the anti-Asian hate crimes that the media won't cover have been a result of Black on Asian violence, okay? Asian and Black hostility. That is the actual story. Now, when a lot of these anti-Asian hate crimes happen, like somebody might get slashed in the subway or punched in the face, they won't really reveal who actually is the suspect or who is being captured and arrested for doing it. They'll just say, oh, this is happening right now and it's Donald Trump's fault. They won't get into who the actual perpetrator was and why they did it or anything of the sort. They'll just say Trump, Trump, Trump. They're using it as a political situation when it shouldn't be that. Okay. And then beyond that, they want to push this whole narrative about white male terrorists. All right. Like I said, the guy that did this, if he did it, should go ahead and get the rope, firing squad, whatever they want to do. I say go ahead and get it rocking and rolling. However, when you're looking at all these mass shootings that have been happening all over the nation, a different narrative arises. Who's really doing the mass shootings? Some may think this is the first mass shooting under Joe Biden. No, not at all. There's been plenty of mass shootings that the media won't cover. Why? It's because of the race of the victims and or the shooter. If in this case in Atlanta with the massage parlor shootings, you had a Black shooter and Black victims, you wouldn't even hear about it. Maybe you would see it on local Atlanta news, but that's about it. They might talk about it briefly on national news because it's a big story with 8 people, but beyond that, they wouldn't really get into it. It wouldn't be a thing, but they try to make it into a political situation because they can lose more than they would gain if they really get into it and talk about black on black and black on Asian. Now you're being racist. Okay, now you're not looking at the plight of the black man and why he had to do it, and it's the white oppression fault. That's the reason why he did it. That will come up. So they wouldn't want to use that as a political situation. However, there's a lot of violence happening right now that needs to be addressed in the black community. This is why I'm totally against defunding the police, because when you defund the police, you get more of this violence, black on black. Hurt people in my family, people that I know. I know guys that have been shot, killed because of black on black violence. So why would I be a guy that wants to ignore it like it's not even really there? This is a real problem. People are losing their family, innocent, regular people. Let's talk about Indianapolis. Within the past, I say month or two, there's been 2 big mass shootings. The first one was right after inauguration, like January 24th of this year. So just right after Biden gets in there, here comes the mass shooting. You have 6 people dead. A 17-year-old killed his entire family, including his mom, his dad, brother, sister, his brother's pregnant girlfriend, and the baby of the pregnant girlfriend. So you got a grand total of 6 people dead, including an unborn baby. And why did he do this, you ask? Well, the dad was telling the boy to tighten up, basically. You can't be leaving after a certain time, and you didn't do what you're supposed to be doing. He was reprimanding them for not being obedient, not following the house rules. You're 17 years old, you're still underage, you're living at home, follow the rules. He didn't want to do that. He grabbed his weapon, killed everybody in the house. Now, why don't you know about that? Why am I telling you for the first time about that? But you know about this story in Atlanta that happened with 8 shooting victims. Well, with 8 people that died, there were more victims of the shooting. And there were more victims of the shooting in the Indianapolis case as well. 6 died, but I think there was at least 1 or 2 survivors. So you had multiple victims of the shooting, multiple deaths, and that's not really covered. Then the media and regular normals want to say, well, this guy, the white guy in Atlanta, was captured without incident. They wouldn't do it to a black guy. Well, the 17-year-old that killed his whole family, he was captured without incident as well. He's in jail right now, facing a life sentence because there's no death penalty. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's because of the state or because of his age, but I digress. The whole point is that the police didn't come just shoot him right away. So, I mean, that whole narrative is bogus. Also in Indianapolis, there was a recent case of this guy who killed 4 people. Here's the story. Stimulus checks have come out. Income tax refunds have come out. And the guy wanted half of his baby mama's stimulus for their child. All right. So they got a baby together. He wanted half of the stimulus money that was given to the baby because you get $1,400 for each child. So he wanted half of that. And he also wanted half of the earned income tax credit. So you get $1,400 for each person, including the kids, babies, or whatever. And you get $1,300 for each child under the earned income tax credit. So he wanted half of each, which would be about the original $1,400 from the stimmy. To be more exact, $1,350. So he was over there looking for that money. And then the mother refused. An argument started. He pulls a gun out, kills her, and kills 3 others in the house. Now, unfortunately, his baby mama's daughter got killed in that situation. But fortunately, their baby did not die. He took the baby away, put the baby in the car seat, and the baby was found safe and sound. And he was captured without incident. He was not shot or anything like that. They hit him with tear gas, and he was hiding in the duplex, but they got him out. So you have 6 people killed in Indianapolis. Then you have 4 killed also in Indianapolis. In Chicago recently, there was a house party with 15 people shot at the house party. 15 shot and 2 dead at the house party. Did you know about that? Did you know about the stimulus argument murder? Did you know about the 17-year-old, the juvenile killing his whole family, including the unborn baby? Did you know about that? I wonder why. It's because of the race of the victims and the shooter. Like I said, in Atlanta, if you had black on black in the same situation, you wouldn't really know about it. Now, my thing is, if we're going to talk about crime and violence, let's talk about crime and violence. Let's not have it be this thing where we're hypocritical, where we cover some stories because of the political narrative that can be spun and we ignore others. All right. And don't try to use this guy as a face of this Asian hate crime thing that's been happening over the nation. Okay. Let's look at each case individually and see what's going on. Is it an actual problem, or are we creating a problem that is not really an issue more than it normally would be? But as I close, I want to say this. Rest in peace to everyone that has passed away as a result of this senseless violence. You got innocent people, little kids, unborn babies, all of that have been lost in a situation. May they all rest in peace. And to those that did the crime, you got to do the time, get the rope, whatever your particular state calls for, get the ultimate penalty for that. I have no sympathy. I don't want to hear anybody try to complain about the rough childhood and mental problems. I don't hear nothing about that. You didn't kill innocent people, so it's time to go. I don't care what color you are. You can be black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, a green alien from Mars. I don't care what you are. You should get punished all the same. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Am I right about my assertion of the Atlanta massage parlor case? If you had black victims and the black shooter, there would be much different coverage. Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about a lot of the other stories that are totally ignored because of, I'm not really sure why. Is it the race? Is it something else? I'm having a hard time figuring it out, because anytime I see white shooter and non-white victims, it's like this whole big story. Celebrities come out and talk about it. It's all over the internets. It's all over the newspapers. It's everywhere. Television to cover it 24/7. But then when you have black on black, all of a sudden it's not really black on white, black on other. All of a sudden it's not really a thing. You don't hear about it. Like I said, if we're going to cover crime and violence, let's do it. And let's not cherry pick what we're going to cover and not cover. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.